Americans are taking off and vacationing more than they have in over a decade. Company vacation calendars throughout the country show more workers taking time off, especially after pandemic and economic worries made it so difficult to take vacation days in recent years. Some companies are even encouraging their staff to take more time off. Get out of here. Go rest for a while.
And while you're at it, take your boss on a cruise. Taco Bell combining, we've been talking about this morning and salivating a little bit. They're combining a taco with a grilled cheese sandwich, which will hit the menu on August 3rd. The grilled cheese dipping taco is going to be made of shredded beef and cheese, and Gustavo will approve of this. It's going to be packed in a fried taco shell.
That sounds good.
And it's meant to be dipped in either spicy red sauce or nacho cheese.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a look at your money at this moment. Markets are up. The Dow's up.
That sounds good.
Percent. We're at 35,475. S&P is up 38. That's 8/10. The Nasdaq up 206. That's 1.5%.
Looked like it and sounded like it was smooth sailing the last time we checked in with Glenn, but we'll check your traffic and weather together next.
This is Dan, the laptop man from PC Laptops. You know, a lot of people ask me, what career should I take so that I can make a lot of money in the future? When I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of time playing video games, and people made fun of me for it. But you know what? I grew up into the tech entrepreneur I am today because of the computers I played with. The world's moving so fast towards technology that if you want to stay relevant, you need a fast computer with a lifetime warranty. A lot of people scold their kids for playing video games or spending too much time on the internet. But I would say internet can be one of the best learning and earning tools on the planet. The all-new PC laptops, desktop computers with a lifetime parts and labor warranty, so you have total peace of mind. We've got brand new PC laptops, desktop computers from $11.99 or only $29 a month. Plus, we have 12 months zero interest financing on approved credit. So run into any one of our locations right now or check us out at PCLaptops.com. That's PCLaptops.com. At PC Laptops, we love you.
Hey, Derek Overstreet here from the New Millennium Group, financial advisors in Utah. You know, I've been helping people retire in the state of Utah for the last 20 years. The way we do that is we actually find out what is important to you. We create a step-by-step plan that takes into consideration your income, your debt, whether you want money from real estate, stock market, annuities, life insurance, whatever. If you want to deal with professionals, people that are fiduciaries and have a legal responsibility and obligation to do what's in your best interest, give my team a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370. Or go to my website, utahsfinancialplanner.com. If you'd like to retire 3 to 5 years before you thought it was possible, give my team a call right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370. The average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. At highway speeds, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. StopTextsStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Don't be worried, be ready. KSL News Radio is partnering with Be Ready Utah to provide the plans your family needs for an emergency. The tools and supplies to keep on hand and the knowledge on how to keep a cool head. It's Be Ready Utah. Listen for Be Ready tips and tools each Tuesday with Dave
US 40. Curtis Boulevard is a tad bit slow this morning. I-15 Utah County continues to look pretty good. Right now we're looking at a 20-minute drive if you're getting on University Avenue in Provo, heading up to the county line. The major feeders over to the freeway also in good shape. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
102 today and will stay triple digits all weekend, so protect yourself out there. Right now, 79 in Salt Lake City.
It's the movie show coming up next on KSL. You have a great weekend, too.
You too, Amanda. Have fun at Deer Valley
Oh,
tonight.
I will, for sure. Thank you.
It's 9 o'clock.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City. Listen on the KSL News Radio app and in your car at 102.7 FM. KSL News Radio, your all-day companion for news.
9 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. Our top story this hour, details still sparse in Bear Lake right now after a couple of young men on the beach stumbled upon some human remains on the Idaho side of the lake. Sheriff Bart Heslington with the Bear Lake County Sheriff's Office says they're working with other departments and anthropologists from the Idaho State University to keep searching the area.
They don't have a whole lot of information about who this might be, where the remains, age, any of those kinds of things.
Heslington says there are no cold cases in their office or cases with unrecovered subjects. We have breaking news this morning on KSL. Salt Lake City police say one person is recovering from non-life-threatening injuries after a stabbing last night near 1st South and 3rd East. Officers say they found a man with at least one wound at the scene. Police provided first aid and got the man to the hospital. Police say they are investigating, but there is no threat to the public. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. 11 years after Colorado and Washington became the first to legalize recreational marijuana, nearly half the states in the country have adopted similar laws. Billions of dollars in tax revenue have been generated in those states, but a more troubling statistic is on the rise.
Mention impaired driving and chances are that people think alcohol. But in the 23 states with legal recreational weed,
It really isn't just alcohol anymore.
Pam Shadle-Fisher of the Governor's Highway Safety Association is on a mission to drive home the point that
When you use other substances, even if it's legal in your state to consume it, those substances impact your ability to safely operate a motor vehicle as well.
in Colorado, for example, fatal crashes involving impaired drivers have soared 60% in the last 3 years. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Your money at this moment, the Dow's up 210 right now. That's 0.6%. We're at 35,493. Coming up, we've got a hot weekend ahead of us. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 9:02. Start your days with knowledgeable, friendly voices telling you about the latest news and weather out there.
Hi, this is Tim Hughes and Amanda Dixon
In the business of waking you up each morning from 5 to 9.
on KSL News Radio.
Hey, summer's here, and it's only getting hotter. Get zero down, zero interest, and zero payments for a year on a new day and night air conditioning system.
Don't put it off. Summer is here and it's hot. Have a new day and night air conditioner and furnace system installed with zero down, zero interest, and zero payments for 12 months. Enjoy savings and a cool, comfortable home for a full year before you even have to make a payment. Go to dayandnightcomfort.com for a day and night elite dealer near you. The difference is day and night. Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a farmer and I grow corn. Jake, I can taste your fresh locally grown corn already.
southbound I-15 all along the Wasatch Front is looking great. No problems if you're coming in and out of Tooele, or if you're headed out towards Park City, maybe just a titch of slowing up in the Park City area on 40. Otherwise, though, it's just been a really great commute so far this morning. Emergencies don't wait, and neither do the experts at Big Brothers Home Services. Available 24/7 for emergency plumbing, draining, cleaning backups, and leaks, because they do more. I'm Jason Jones in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather now pretty consistent. Highs in the hundreds this weekend with partly cloudy conditions and lows in the 70s. Next week we'll start to cool down into the 90s and we'll get some thunderstorms. Right now it's 81 degrees at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. Your all-day companion for news.
Lights, camera, action. It's the KSL Movie Show.
It's gonna work. It's passable, okay? This isn't terrible.
The week's big movie review, movie news, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales.
For slow learners or not particularly good listeners.
On KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Those are some great lines from Step Brothers. I need to find some more lines that describe our relationship.
You mean the not good
Not
listeners?
great listeners. Slow
That
learners.
is way too dead on. Welcome to the movie show here on Friday, July 28th. Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales, and we are at the NPS store, Salt Lake City location. Steve and I just made a quick wander through the store, and I already know that my wallet is going to be lighter before I leave today.
But not as much as it would be.
Not as light as it would be if
Sorry,
it was
I
somewhere else.
stole your
You're
wallet.
right, but that's exactly it. So we're excited to talk to Julie Igor and the rest of the team here at NPS and give some special deals for movie show listeners.
I know we have a deal on bananas.
Lots of sodas too. That was the ones I wanted to get some, but I'll get in trouble.
Somebody call Tracy. She's gonna load up.
Take her SUV home full of it. Okay, well, let's get started, Steve. We got a lot of stuff today, surprisingly, for kind of an end of July, a big one, and some streaming, kind of a big movie on streaming that's going to be nostalgic for people. In a good or bad way will depend on how the Beanie Bubble burst for them in the mid-90s.
That was surprisingly good. Well, I mean, he's a horrible man.
Oh, yeah. No, I've got some thoughts about that, too.
Okay.
Let's get it started with the movie show preview, sponsored by Call Climate Services.
The following preview has been rated G and is appropriate for all audiences. The Movie Show Special Feature.
All right, Steve, what's the big movie of this week? Is there any question?
Here's my
Disney's Haunted Mansion, a remake in 2003, or a completely reboot
Oh,
from
yeah,
2003?
It's like, actually, I think they pretended that didn't happen.
Well, I think they'd like to, just based on the scores that the original got, the money that it didn't make.
They're like, no, we never made a Haunted Mansion.
It's funny, they came out same year as Pirates of the Caribbean, and the two ride-based movies in 2003 performed.
Somebody got a
That's
promotion and somebody got fired.
exactly. Oh, so what else have we got besides Haunted Mansion?
Oh, let's see. We've got theater camp. If you're a theater geek, this is your movie.
It's to drop the geek line in.
Well,
How about
yeah,
a
sorry.
theater fan?
Sure.
We're accepting from the fan effect. We don't make fun of them because everybody's same. Steve, you wear a San Francisco Giants sweater.
Yeah.
Does that make you a part of the Giants?
Yes, it does.
It does make you part of the Giants. Okay, then.
I get a 0.5%. We have the miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir the movie. Very long in title, but it's actually kind of cute.
And I was going to say, if that sounds weird to you as an adult,
Oh yeah, it's good.
ask your children or maybe grandchildren, and they might immediately squeal in, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So even if you don't know this, there's somebody in your family who probably
It's been an ongoing underground little series that's gaining some momentum. And we have, and I want to thank you for this, Andy.
Sorry.
I came home dying from heat after playing golf.
So you went to a cool air-conditioned theater.
Yeah.
What a great deal.
And thankfully there was no one else in there. All by myself. Just to watch Talk to Me. One of the scariest movies ever made.
So is the 2001 saying true?
in an empty space, no one can hear you scream?
Well, I'll tell you what. The surround sound makes it even worse when you're by yourself. When something makes a noise up in the corner, and then it's over there, and you're like, "What? What was that?" And to top it all off, as I was leaving the theater, I hadn't seen no human being for an hour and a half. The kid is going to come in to clean. We meet at the wall, and I just
Like a jump scare? As you didn't see him there until he was right in front of you?
I screamed like a little girl. And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Are you okay?" I should have dropped and rolled. Watched his face. But he said, "So, yeah, was it good? Was it good?"
I think your scream said it all, Steve. So that's Talk to Me. Also on streaming today, we're going to talk The Beanie Bubble, a movie on Apple TV Plus, which we kind of alluded to before the intro. The story kind of, and it's highly fictionalized. This is not a documentary. Highly fictionalized story of what may or may not have taken place behind the scenes of the Beanie Craze up at Tide Incorporated's headquarters.
Oh, I didn't look at the background.
Well, there's a second documentary movie, and we'll talk about this when we review the movie, that's actually also called The Beanie Bubble, that's on Amazon Prime. That is an actual documentary about it, where they talk to people who were involved in the craze, and actually, I believe we talked with a girl that one of the characters was based on, which you wouldn't have known until I watched The Beanie Bubble with, Zach Galifianakis and Elizabeth.
Almost unrecognizable, because he has no beard, and he looks like a young John Goodman. I look at him.
He really does. Maybe that's why he has a beard in Hollywood.
Dude.
We've also got a movie starring Ellie Kemper called Happiness for Beginners that's on Netflix.
With Luke Grimes from Yellowstone, Honey Casey.
Oh, I should watch Yellowstone one of these days.
Well, he's a tough guy, and in this movie, he is.
And we've got a streaming series based on a video game called Twisted Metal.
Which you twisted my arm, and I watched the first 2 episodes last night.
And I have watched 5 of the 10, and wow, have I got some thoughts about this as we go. But that's not all. Other great things in the movie show today. In the 10 o'clock hour, you'll definitely want to be listening, as we've reached 30 years since the release of a little baseball movie filmed partly in Utah called The Sandlot.
Yeah, and I interviewed those kids right after they made that movie.
And you'll get a chance to interview one of them again today, as Chancey Leopardi, who played Squints in the movie, is going to join us in the 10 o'clock hour for an in-person interview. So if you come down to NPS today, you can see Squints.
I know, you might meet my grandson, because when he found out Squints was coming, he's like, "Oh, I'm there."
I'm looking forward to asking him a lot of questions, and of course, you will ask him about Wendy Peppercorn. There's no way not.
He's probably tired of talking about that.
He may be. And of course, we'll have the movie show Top 10. We'll have Telephone Torture, which will be Sandlot adjacent related.
A sports movie. Let's go there.
The worst thing I watched this week.
Might be interesting.
And of course, we'll finish up the show with Rapid Fire, where we will quickly recap the deeper reviews that we do earlier in the show, and we'll talk about a couple of things that maybe we just didn't have enough time to go into detail. So
didn't get a chance to see,
because sometimes those wily studios prevent us from seeing them.
I call it rapid fire fodder.
Rapid fire fodder.
Yeah,
I like that.
Just throw them out there and
but there's there's a show on Paramount Plus. There's a new season of Good Omen. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, just sometimes, Steve, it feels like we have to drink from a fire hydrant.
At some point we're going to have to turn that spigot down, because there's just too much.
We may have to, or decide which one of us is going to take turns drinking from different ones.
Oh, no, that's
I left, of course, what is it? Talk to the Hand? Is that what it's called?
That would have been funnier, because it is about a hand.
That's what I thought. I just couldn't
talk to the hand.
Talk to me. So, all right.
I have more gray hairs now, thanks to you.
It's your first ones, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because we're on radio, nobody knows any better. That's what I'm saying. I could have done the opposite and said, "Oh, how would we ever tell, Steve?" But I said, "It's your first ones."
That would have been sweet.
Okay. Well, we're excited to be here at NPS. Doug called it a nice place to shop, nice place to save. I have
nice
to
place
agree.
for Steve.
A nice place for Steve. I don't have an S other than the middle of my last name, so I don't really. Nice place for Farnsworth. That doesn't work nearly as well. But we're joined now by Julie and Igor. Julie, the owner. Igor, you're the manager of this location here in Salt Lake City on Industrial Road It's so easy to get here. This has been like
Empire Road.
Empire Road, right.
It's okay.
I got to get the exact address right. I appreciate that. But this was like a jewel. I found out about this store word of mouth from some friends 23 years ago.
That
I didn't know about, right. So I am not a late to the party person like Doug and Steve were. Or at least Doug anyway. I knew about NPS essentially the entire time I've been married, and I had a part-time job for a while that was just a block away. So when we needed food for office get-togethers, when I just needed snacks to keep at my desk, and once I found out that I could get a pint of Ben & Jerry's for like $2, then I was an NPS for lifer.
Oh, well, good.
And so I'm excited to be able to tell more people about it, and with a bigger megaphone. Before I can only tell them face to face. Now I can tell people in a much greater radius.
Well, we're grateful for that, Andy. Thank you so much.
Over the
There were some deals. There were some deals that I liked.
Ice cream additional 10% off.
What? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I know. It just
Okay.
gets better, doesn't it, Andy?
You know what? I have been given some medical dietary restrictions that you are going to make me break.
Fortunately, ice cream is so good for you.
I've heard if it's made with love, it can't be bad for you. That's what I'm hoping.
Also, we have all ice cream novelties, so it's a mini size for you, 10% off also.
Is it mini size for everyone or just for him?
Well, I heard that he can get the whole quarter gallon and eat it in one sitting.
I refuse to confirm or deny that. I know I can do the pint in one sitting. Although it's funny. No, I won't throw my wife under the bus on this one. We eat ice cream at different paces, the two of us. Let's just say that.
It's hard to stop once you get started on it.
And it's so good.
It's
And, you know, like, it's
and
not
it's so
just...
hot outside, so it really feels good.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, I still feel like sweating just from the 9 a.m. We haven't even hit the hot part of the day today. So, but yes, NPS. So what are some other deals if somebody comes in that they can get every day, whether or not they're here for the movie show? And then we'll get to the movie show specific ones.
Okay, so today we have the clothing special. All of it is 40% off, except if there is a color on the tag. It will make it 70% off.
Oh, so if you happen to find a color on the tag, oh no, it's 70% off instead of 40% off.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
additional 70.
And this is on top of
already discounted price, because most of our stuff is 30 to maybe 50% off on clothing.
You know what?
Retail. And then it's additional.
Back in the corner there where Andy was perusing the ice cream, and one of your workers said, I go, look at that Cool Whip, 89 cents. And she goes, I've worked here for 100 years, and it's always, every day is a deal.
Oh, that was she said.
Wow. She goes, I've never come in here and worked on a single day where there aren't deals everywhere.
But I will say this. If you're going to come in today, we invite you to come in and say hi to us at the movie show. We actually even have some free burgers from Carl's Jr. to give away to listeners who come in and say hi to the movie show.
Oh, wow.
If you come in at the right time, you may see Squints from The Sandlot when he gets a chance to sit down with us in the 10 o'clock.
He looks different now.
There are so many reasons that you should come. But I will say this, and let's see if Igor and Julie agree with me. Don't bring your small car, because you're going to need the space of the biggest car you have in your
How
family.
many cars do you have in there?
Some people have more than one car.
I would add, bring your truck, because today Julie approved all swimming pools. We're in the peak of the heat season, and then hopefully it's going to start slowing down. It's too hot. But all swimming pools half off.
All swimming pools,
And we have some
50%
nice
off.
ones.
Water not included.
No, you'll have to provide the water yourself.
Oh,
That will make the transport home a little bit easier as long as...
I was here Saturday over at the industrial store, and they were flying out of here.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we have enough for everyone, but they were really good. The little kids were so thrilled. Their grandmother was buying them too. And they were so thrilled.
Well, wait, my daughter tried to inflate our backyard pool with the hairdryer. Didn't work. Kind of melted it. So
that is a
we are
problem.
in the market for a
Many
new
levels.
backyard pool. So my wife may be texting me before the show ends to pick up one of those swimming pools. Well, this is so exciting. We're going to talk to you a whole bunch more today here at the NPS store. NPS store. I'm sorry, I keep thinking industrial because that's what I always think of as the traffic.
Empire
light I
Road,
turn off.
1600.
Empire Road, 1600 Empire Road. Very easy access off of California Avenue and I-215 on the west side. As a traffic guy, I love to get, but it really is. It's closer than you think. It's easy access, and boy, are you going to take home some great deals.
And that's only 2 locations. They have one in Layton and in Orem.
And one in Orem. Awesome. Well, Julie, Igor, we'll talk to you a bit more as we get going. Let's take a break here on the movie show, and when we come back, the big movie review of Haunted Mansion.
On the way home, 4,000 Utahns with student loans will get a break. Catch up on the day's biggest stories. Record-setting temperatures plague cities all over the country. Plus, traffic and weather every 10 minutes on the nose. Get more from your drive with Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News. Weekdays 3 to 7 on KSL News Radio.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep, switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
This is Pretection. Yep, Pretection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-playground. Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have OFF, the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
With our roots in northern Utah, Holy Cross Hospital has a legacy of caring to help every person be whole and healthy. Find us at 5 Holy Cross Hospital locations and more than 45 clinics along the Wasatch Front. Learn more at holycrossutah.org.
At Holy Cross Hospital, we're honored to carry the legacy of our namesake and equally honored to care for northern Utah's vibrant communities. Find us at 5 Holy Cross Hospital locations and more than 45 clinics along the Wasatch Front. Learn more at holycrossutah.org.
And now, the big movie review. Andy and Steve have everything your family needs to know about the biggest release of the week.
And that is Disney's Haunted Mansion. What? I know. If you've never been to Disneyland, it's based on a ride there, Steve. Did you know that?
Yeah, you'll know when you come out of this movie. That's for sure.
All right, let's get some sound from Haunted Mansion.
Okay, I'm gonna light milk, and it's going to be a game changer. After midnight, the house comes alive.
This place is haunted!
We need your help. It's time to assemble the dream team to find someone who can communicate with these ghosts. People used to meet here. Told you she's good.
It's a dirty
All right, Steve, what is a good outline of Disney's Haunted Mansion story-wise?
Okay, woman buys, a single mother buys a haunted mansion online, which is first problem. And she and her son go there, and they
Buying your
realize
house online, sight unseen, usually doesn't end well.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, we need to start over. You know, her late husband passed away, and so they, they want to. I guess that's her roots were down in that direction, weren't they?
Something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, they buy the house and instantly are informed by the residents that are already there that this place is super haunted, and so they try to reach out to other people that might, like they bring in a priest, and then he goes gets a guy that has a camera that
Can photograph paranormal activity.
Yeah. And then there's a professor who knows the area really well, and then there's a medium. So they pretty much got all, and these are big names: Danny DeVito, Rosario Dawson, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yep.
Who am I missing?
Danny. Did you say Danny DeVito?
Owen
Wilson.
Owen Wilson is the priest. I mean, the cast.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is the medium, or one of them.
Jared Leto.
and Tiffany Haddish is the other. Jared Leto, you
won't recognize
you won't know it's
but
him.
he's in it.
Yeah. So I mean, you got this great cast, and I thought that this movie really it does pay specific attention and tribute to the ride itself. There are a lot of stuff in there, and if you're a fan of the ride, you're going to go, oh, look at that. I bet they don't know about that, which is what Michael's going to tell us in a minute. But to me, I thought the plot of it was a little thin, a little awkward, and I was a little bored. At 2 hours long.
And how big a fan of the ride are you? Have you been on it a lot?
I've been on it a lot. 3 times. I mean, you go through and you have Ride with a Ghost, and you see the big room, and you're like, okay, that was fun.
And I've only been on the ride 2, maybe 3 times. I've only been at Disneyland 2, maybe 3 times, and I get a lot of hate. Maybe hate's the wrong word, but let me tell you,
there are fans,
you be very careful about what you either not inside. I actually say it's not as bad if you insult them as if you don't like it enough. I got more people coming at me on the internet because I didn't like Jungle Cruise enough than I think as if I'd have just said the whole thing was terrible. But I was like, I kind of liked it, but I did. And they're like, you didn't understand. You didn't get all the references. And I was like,
well, that's all great for them.
Right.
For a normal viewer that's going to watch a movie, I don't think it was all there.
And for me, I was trying to watch it like, was I entertained? Was I, I knew I wasn't going to get all the references. The only one that I immediately remembered was that how the room stretches when you're on the ride and the wallpaper lengthens. And so seeing that, I was like, oh, I remember that.
And the ghosts dancing in the big hall. So,
yeah, and I knew that there was like ghost heads inside crystal balls and stuff. Yeah. So that I remember.
They move with you and they sit next to you.
Right. But this is certainly going to be appreciated most by people who are huge Disney fans.
You mean like Michael Reagan?
Like Michael Reagan, former co-host of the movie show, who actually joins us now. Michael, welcome back to the movie show.
Hey, Eddie, it's great to be back.
Now, we made sure, you were Steve's guest for Haunted Mansion. I took Tim Hughes from the Utah's Morning News because I knew how big a Disney fan he was. And
he threatened me if I didn't take it.
Oh, Michael did.
Yeah, and it took everything out of me that I couldn't talk to Steve during the movie to say, did you know that? Did you see that? Did you see that?
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't. I would have murdered you.
No, I know. I kept my hand braced to the armchair rests.
But longtime movie show listeners remember how big of a Disney fan Michael Reagan was, and I joke with him like, you were the one person perhaps who defended Tron on live media when that movie came out back in the day. But so I knew, like, I was really happy to see you there because we wanted to get my thoughts. I'm with Steve. Without that relation to the ride, without that towards the end of the movie, it was entertaining and I did laugh. My biggest issue was I feel like this is a movie that should have come out at the end of September so that families could go watch it together
before Halloween.
In Halloween, when you're kind of in that mood to go see something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so, but that was my thought. So, Michael, now we need the Disney fan perspective because I'm sure there's a lot that are listening.
Homage and the references to the ride that the 2003 version didn't. The 2003 version did hit some things, but it was much more low-key than this version that's out today. So, I mean, from a standpoint of a fan, I'd give it a solid 4, but if you're going into this for the first time and you don't know that much about the Haunted Mansion at all, I'd say 3.
Now, here's something interesting. So Michael joined us on the Fan Effect podcast, one of the KSL podcasts, and we deep dove into Haunted Mansion. It's a 90-minute episode that we just put up. Now, if you really want to hear Michael and my co-host Kellyanne, who's also a big Disney fan, their thoughts, they have more perspective. They can give you more detail on some of the Disney lore and I finally found out what it's like to watch a Marvel movie with me by watching Haunted Mansion with them because I catch all the superhero references and I struggled with this one, but I found it to be a mildly entertaining movie. But Michael, you say 4 stars for the Disney fans, 4 out of 4.
Correct, for the Disney fans, yes. And just for a regular fan, I think I'd say it's a good solid 3 for everybody else. The actors are fun. Tiffany Haddish is great. This is the first movie I've ever seen also that a building has a cameo in it. So you'll have to figure that one out when you see it. I don't want to give anything away. So, but that really surprised me when I saw that. And it's just, I mean, it's got a fun cast, as Steve mentioned. It's a fun movie. It's like a theme park attraction. If you're going into it just wanting to be entertained, then there's some jump scares and there's a lot of fun things going on and everything. And I loved Owen Wilson. I thought he was hysterical. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Would you say it's better or worse than Muppets Haunted Mansion that hit Disney Plus last year?
We talked about this, Andy. The thing I didn't like about Muppets Haunted Mansion was that it was just the Muppets acting in front of green screens and all the backgrounds were all digital. So I kind of wasn't really impressed as far as that goes. It was done on the cheap, basically, I think. But as far as this is much better than Muppets Haunted Mansion. I mean, I know there's Muppet fans out there also.
There are Muppet fans that will come at you. I'm just warning you right now.
Awesome. I love the Muppets also, but this makes up for 2003, and it definitely it's a fun movie. I can't say enough fun things about it, and you'll have to see it more than once just to pick up on all the references because there are so many.
All right, Michael, welcome. We're glad to have you back to help us out with this segment on the movie show. We'll keep you in mind for future Disney stuff because that's the one area where I don't really have a lot to add.
And we need somebody with rose-colored glasses.
And we do need somebody with rose-colored glasses because that's how a lot of people watch movies. So, Mike, and of course, you can listen to a deeper dive with Michael on the KSL Fan Effect podcast on KSLpodcast.com. Michael, Steve, what's the movie rating, first of all?
PG-13.
And it is everywhere you want to see it.
Yeah, you'll stumble over it trying to get to something else.
Okay. Well, let's take a break here down at the bottom of the hour for news, traffic, and weather. And when we come back on the movie show here in just a bit.
9:32 at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. Our top story this hour is breaking news. Salt Lake City police say one person is recovering from non-life-threatening injuries after a stabbing last night near 1st South and 3rd East. Officers say they found a man with at least one wound at the scene. Police provided first aid and got the man to the hospital. Police say they are investigating, but there is no threat to the public. A biker is fighting life-threatening injuries this morning after getting in a crash with a car in Weber County last night. The Harrisville Police Department says the biker was unresponsive when they arrived.
They found a middle-aged male unresponsive who was transported to a local hospital.
Police are still trying to figure out what happened. Utah has the 7th most students enrolled in homeschool programs in the nation per capita. President of the Utah Home Education Association, Eric Hansen, partly credits that to the tech-savvy nature of the state.
Our population here is very tech-forward, and we have a lot of fast internet access, so in the digital age, it's way easier to connect with people, to get information, to learn. You don't need that to be all in person.
Hansen says it also helps homeschooled individuals find each other, often forming groups to help each other out. Your money at this moment, right now the Dow is up 252, 0.75%. We're at 35,535. Coming up, if you hate the heat, you might want to stay inside this weekend. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 9:33. Season heats up.
By August, it'll be time for debates. Can you believe it?
We're planning coverage of the real issues, the important stories that impact how we live.
Listen each morning from 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, Dixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
With the economy the way it is, you're probably staying put. So invest in your home, your #1 asset, with beautiful custom replacement windows from Advanced Window Products. They're a local Utah company building beautiful beautiful vinyl framed and insulated double pane windows for 37 years right here in Salt Lake City. Advanced Window Products will save you money on your energy bill. Get security features to keep your family safe, and at Advanced Window Products, it's all custom. And the best part, they're local. They build the windows, they install the windows, and they guarantee them for life. So there's no middleman markup. You save on the highest quality windows in Utah. Plus, Rocky Mountain and Dominion offer rebates. For a limited time, they offer 60-month 0% financing, and right now, get $2,000 off 10 windows or more. They're working 8 weeks out, so make the call now. Advanced Window Products, 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100, or visit AdvancedWindowsUSA.com.
Are you finally ready to lose the fat for life? Imagine the new you and feeling good in your body without the discomfort and even pain from the excess weight. Get a free consultation today at Revive Men's Health here in Salt Lake City to assess your health and discuss if their safe and effective weight loss treatment with semaglutide is a good fit for you. They offer treatments for men, couples, women, or anyone who may need support in their weight loss goals or who may benefit from semaglutide support with pricing up to 60% less than the name brand medications. They also offer comprehensive DNA-based testing to help you understand your metabolism to make sustained weight loss, better performance, and fitness a reality. Join our satisfied patients who are maintaining substantial weight loss. Call Revive today and book your free consultation. Men, women, and couples are all welcome at Revive. Book your free appointment today, saving you $199. Call 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777 or ReviveSouth.com.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's high-yield savings certificates. And here's Jason Jones.
Still seeing this problem southbound off-ramp at 106 south of I-15. It's affecting your ability to go to the eastbound direction. Looks like that is actually closed at this point, southbound to eastbound 106th south. Trying to get that debris cleared up there. Other than that, though, everything else is looking pretty decent over on I-80 as you head eastbound towards Carter's Canyon. You might find a little bit of slowing through that construction zone. Likewise, northbound on the east side belt as well, about 4700 south. Well, that's typical delay, or typical slow traffic, I guess I should say, because of the construction that's going on there as well. Everything else moving smoothly at this point. Wake up with a sore back, upgrade your mattress today at Durden's New Sleep Center. Durden's Mattress on 5th South and Bountiful. Durden's, brands you know and prices you'll love. I'm Jason Jones for the KSL Traffic Center.
And for weather now, this weekend has highs in the hundreds, but temperatures will start to cool down starting next week. We'll get some thunderstorms in here, and our high on Wednesday only 89 degrees. Right now it's 82 at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. Your all-day companion for news.
The Movie Show. It is not a donut hole, but a swollen donut with its own hole. Our donut is not whole at all on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Movie Show. Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales. We are live at the NPS store at 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City with a ton of amazing great deals that are in place every day. But we're going to find out in a few minutes some specific deals that are today only for Movie Show listeners.
Yeah, and Igor loves blowing your mind.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that. I do need to make one correction. Chancey Leopoldi will not be here live joining us, Squints from the Sandlot, but we will be interviewing him over the phone. Hey-oh, he's busy at the optometrist. Sorry. All right. So, Steve, let's review another movie here.
By the way, fruit's on sale.
Low-hanging fruit especially. So let's do another movie. How about Theater Camp?
Sure.
Theater Camp.
What about it, Rhonda? We just get you guys to... Oh, what a beautiful...
Welcome, auditioners.
You guys are so talented, so unbelievable. This will break you. This will fully destroy you.
Congratulations on being the most talented kids again.
So Theater Camp, the sound you heard was Ben Platt from Dear Evan Hansen, and he's been in a couple of others recently, but that's kind of what he's known for during Sundance, if I recall correctly, this year, 2023.
That's why it was just you and me in the theater.
Because everybody else had already seen it. All right, well, so tell us.
Well, it's my favorite part of the whole thing is the name of the camp. It's called the Adirondacks.
And where's it located? I bet you can't guess.
Lake Crystal or Crystal Lake?
No, I was going to say in the Adirondack Mountains.
Sorry.
It was like a...
Isn't that where they did the whole... Maybe that's another movie I'm thinking of.
Well, Camp Crystal Lake is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I know, but did they reference that in this? Didn't they have T-shirts? Is that a... I'm thinking of another...
You might be thinking of something else.
Oh, dear. Anyway, starting to...
Ben Platt.
Yeah. He's like the head, they're going to write the play. Him and, was it Molly Porter?
Yeah, who plays a woman named, what was her name? Rachel Dyer. She has a hyphenated name.
Rebecca
Diane.
Rebecca Diane. And so they little kids this year. We're going to do what's her name?
Amy Sedaris is the owner. Okay, so Amy Sedaris is the owner of the camp. She has like a stroke or something and is in the hospital. And so it also happens to be as they're doing a documentary at the camp. And so you've got Amy Sedaris' son, who you heard in the clip, saying, "What up?"
Yeah,
he's kind of a finance bro, or a wannabe finance bro, who's trying to help keep the camp running because his mom did everything of getting the people to donate, and they were always operating like on a seriously razor-thin margin. But they also...
He's an idiot.
And he is. He's really funny. They're doing all these songs. They're doing all these songs while they're auditioning. It isn't until the Post Malone song comes on that he starts to like dance to it.
Oh yeah.
But at any rate, so the camp is going. Ben Platt and Molly Gordon they're the kind of the heads. Very quirky cast of camp counselors. The kids are quirky themselves, and it's them trying to put together a camp in a summer where everything is kind of just flying by the seat of their pants.
Oh, and across the lake is the super duper fancy, we have all the money and all the
camp. Yeah, but I don't think they were a theater camp. I think they're just a camp.
Oh.
But I don't know. I could never figure that out.
Maybe that's why they were trying to incorporate the others.
But they wanted to buy the camp, and now they're in a position to do so because Amy Sedaris is not able to keep the fundraising going, and her son is not very good at it.
So what's the play they come up with?
They put on a bunch of plays for different people, and then the headliner play, one written by the two main characters, and this time it's the life of Amy Sedaris' character.
Something still, right?
Yeah, whatever her character's name was, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but anyway, all kinds of drama ensues. Shocking that at a theater camp you'd have drama. I actually thought this was pretty funny, and that it had some really cute stuff. I unfortunately, whatever this says about me, I thought they were funnier when they were kind of just playing their stereotypes, and then when they tried to turn like super serious, that only landed halfway for me. But I still enjoyed it, and I thought it had a good message, and I thought that the people involved, especially the kid actors who were playing kid actors, they were still... I'm always amazed by good kid actors.
Well, yeah, because they just put it all out there. The thing that I got a kick out of was how horrible their rehearsals were, to the point where they invite the parents' day, they come in, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a disaster. It's not. And in fact, it's actually quite touching. I don't mean to give that away, but I was worried about what was going to happen, that was going to just ruin that movie if they didn't do something cool. And it was beyond cool. So B minus.
I gave it 2.5. I could be argued for 3 if I watch it again. I never went to theater camp myself, but I have family members who are really into the drama scene and that enjoy that, and that I've enjoyed watching them participate in it. So I maybe didn't catch all the jokes that a true theater kid would catch. But
I was just checking his
10% off on ice cream. Did you do that because I've always professed my love for ice cream, the ice cream that I get here at MPS?
I'm sure it could. Yes, because you were coming, Andy, we knew it. Yeah.
They wanted me to clean out their freezer before I did that.
And we have some selected 12-ounce bacon, 10% off as well.
And by the way, I saw some of that bacon. It is an already low price, and if you're throwing 10% on top of that, that's a killer deal on bacon. That's great for barbecue, man. Burgers. Have you ever cooked the bacon and put it into the meat before you cook it?
Oh, I bet that's good.
And you get bacon in every bite.
Oh.
Swimming pool for half off, and you have the barbecue, you have the ice cream, and then you cool down in the swimming pool, half off.
And drinks.
Yeah.
All the drinks in that little center aisle right behind the cash registers. You have prices on cases of Coca-Cola, every brand of...
Yeah, am I allowed to tell prices? You could 4 soda cans for $1. You can build from whatever, like they're not limited by the 6-pack rings. You can just build it yourself. There was 20 ounce, the 24 pack of the 20 ounce bottles for $8. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, we try not to say our brands here because we don't want to out of courtesy compete with anyone.
Fair enough. Okay.
So we want, but it's a good secret. But they're good. But they're good.
It's a great place to come. It's a great atmosphere. Everybody here, your customer service is off the charts. I haven't walked past an employee that hasn't said hi to me or waved or asked, hey, were you looking for something specific? Like, that just doesn't happen every day.
Because you're wearing a lanyard and you're dressed up.
I look like
a supervisor. It's making these people nervous. Hey, who's the new guy? Do we have to do something new? I don't think so.
Well, one of the great things about coming here, too, is even if you came here 3 days ago, you could walk in today and find another killer deal of something that you would have had no idea was going to be a killer deal today.
It's true. We get trucks every single day, multiple trucks. So the stuff, it changes all the time. Every day. It's like Christmas every day here.
No poinsettias this time.
No poinsettias.
However, on Monday we did get a whole truckload of flowers.
Oh,
so we have roses, we have all kinds of beautiful, beautiful flowers.
I saw those. Those are right as you walk in. You can see giant bouquets.
Yes, incredible prices from $1.25 to $5 for 18 roses. Beautiful.
So you could come home tonight and make your significant other a very happy person.
That's right, with ice cream and roses.
You can't go wrong with that.
2 food groups right there.
And pop.
What are some of the other sales that are going on now? So we got now the specific to the movie show. What are some of the other sales right now that people can look forward to as they come in?
Okay, so women love jewelry, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I've heard.
Okay. Right now we have all the jewelry, fashion jewelry for half off, and we have beautiful, beautiful things there.
And it's originally 50% off of the retail price, so it's an additional 50%.
So you're down to about 75% off.
Yeah.
Is this in your fancy collectibles area?
This is in the kiosk, isn't it? Right here. Yeah, right outside.
Oh, okay.
Then I think we have something going on.
Yeah.
Inside the
in the collectibles, we have the Pandora.
Oh, yes.
Half off. Oh. That's the #1 seller here. We have lines of customers coming to see.
You know, I actually had a friend who says they love coming here, or their kids always wants to come here to get Pokemon cards.
Yes.
And
back there, we have some here too, and across the street.
Yes, in every store.
And every store has them. Yeah.
Okay, and the 4 locations are Layton, right off the freeway on Hillfield Road,
right
near Hillfield Road.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Orem,
and that's 475 South State Street in Orem.
In Orem, okay.
1150 Main.
1150 Main
in
Layton. And see, I always think of everything as related to how close to the freeway that is.
It's pretty. It's pretty
right
close.
there. No, it really is. It's super easy.
Both of them are pretty easy to get to. So they're right off.
And that's such a beautiful store. I actually have been to them. I haven't been to the Orem store yet, but I have been to the Layton store, and it's just gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. But I love anywhere that gets deals like this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So come see us here, 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City. You can go to the NPS store website, right? npsstore.com.
Yes.
And what would you find there?
Well, we have
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
From electronics to clothing to sporting goods, furniture. Everything.
Yeah, we have auctions every week. So the auction sites are on there also. And it's auctionnps.com, I think.
Okay. Well, exciting. So great deals for movie show listeners. Come down and see us here, 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City. Let's take a break now, Steve, and when we get back, we'll do some movie news. Okay.
When it's hot like this, air conditioners struggle to keep up. Parts are under more stress, and sometimes those parts fail. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and no one helps more homeowners maintain and repair their air conditioners than Any Hour Services. As a matter of fact, last year, over 32,000 homeowners called Any Hour Services for help maintaining and repairing their systems. Any Hour Services has over 100 HVAC technicians to help with everything from maintenance, repair, to installing a new system. This summer, there'll be a lot of people told they need to replace their air conditioner, and they'll wonder, do I really need to? If you're told you need to replace your air conditioner and you still have questions, Any Hour Services can give you a second opinion and let you know what options are available.
Maybe it just needs a little maintenance or a small repair. Maybe it does need to be replaced, but if you don't feel good about being told you need to replace your air conditioner, don't ignore those feelings. Call Any Hour Services for help with air conditioner maintenance, repair, or to schedule a free second opinion. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
The 3 things you need to know this hour. I'm Amanda Dixon. First, human bones were found on the shore of Bear Lake. A full investigation is now underway. Second, Utah's Attorney General is one of 19 Attorneys General pushing back on a proposed rule that would make it difficult for state when someone gets an abortion across state lines. Third, a new Utah program is looking to improve preterm birth rates. Right now it's 81 degrees in Salt Lake City. Back to the movie show on KSL News Radio.
Not just news.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
Movie news on the KSL Movie Show.
And Movie News is sponsored by the Joshua Stern Team. Visit sternteam.com to learn your home's real value in 30 seconds. Click Sell, then Home Evaluation. All right, Steve.
All right, well, you know, with the strike going on, you knew things were going to start to tumble a little bit.
All movie news is strike-related, and honestly, that's really, really boring, so we aren't going to bore you with that.
No, except that your favorite Emmy show nominee, you won't find out who won until much later. They've postponed the September 18th broadcast of the Primetime Emmys Awards on Fox. It's to be announced when they're going to, renew that, but it's all due to the double strike, as I call it.
Well, a little bit of movie news. Barbie, of course, the big movie of last week. Killed box office records.
Oh, man.
We'll talk about that a little bit more in the movie show Top 10, but if you liked a little bit of Barbie, get ready for a lot of Barbie.
That's how it usually works.
It usually does.
Well, if you make $500 million in 6 days, somebody's going to take notice.
Well, right, and you're going to have to, you're going to see more. So, Mattel's CEO has hinted, which I put that in air quotes, it's going to be more than a hint. We're going to see lots of Barbie. In fact, this was the part that made me laugh. It's not just Barbie that we're going to see. We're also going to see what were some of the other properties that they're going to try to
See, I think that they're missing the point. That's the part that amazes me. This is a cool movie about Barbie and her little group, and how they, it was an existential movie, and now they're just going to throw stuff out.
So here are some other Mattel properties that they're going to exploit, and there's no other way to say it than exploit.
Okay.
A Barney movie, Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
I have a picture of me and Barney that will remain tucked away in a drawer.
A Polly Pocket movie, which was little tiny dolls that little girls could put in their pocket. Hot Wheels movie, and an American Girl movie, which they've already done some American Girl movies, but I get the feeling they're going to want to try to give it the Greta Gerwig Barbie effect. Well, maybe not with Greta Gerwig herself. So, if you liked a little bit of Barbie, get ready for a lot of Barbie over the next few years.
Okay, this is a story that kind of freaked me out a little bit. For those of you, many have, seen Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. There's a scene very early on where Rebecca Ferguson is wearing an eye patch and it's in a sandstorm. And you're thinking, oh, wow, that's cool. She's protecting her.
Yeah, so she's like a sniper. So that's what must be what snipers do. Wear eye patches.
Exactly.
That's what I thought.
That is so cool. She can't wink. She got down there and both her eyes were open and the director's like, what are you doing? She goes, I can't close one eye.
It's either both closed or both open.
So he yells at the prop guy, you got an eye patch. And they came up with the eye patch to cover her other eye so it didn't look creepy when she was shooting the bad guys.
That is really cool.
That's the desert
That's a
scene.
practical effect that actually somehow enhances the movie. That happens purely by accident.
It was just so funny because he goes, do you know how to shoot a gun? And he goes, yeah. Well, then close your other eye. I can't.
Oh.
Stone's trying.
I like
Do you have
that.
Rebecca Ferguson issues?
Back to the,
Are you kidding?
Are you winking? What's happening
You're messing
here?
with me right
Stone
now.
is winking.
You can wink.
I don't care. If Rebecca Ferguson can't wink, then I refuse now to wink.
Well, I'm still worried about the fact that you brought up that she had that stunning yellow dress, which I had to look up. Like, yes, that was her.
And you remembered that.
No,
Yes, you did.
I honestly did not.
All right, last bit about the strike, and this is an interesting thing because, actors, studios, whatever, the below-the-line people, the collateral damage, if you will.
The 90%, 99%.
There was kind of a big to-do yesterday where publicists are in real trouble right now because with nothing to promote, they don't get paid. And so the publicists are getting concerned, and they're kind of, if you believe what you're hearing in some of the trade media like Deadline and Hollywood Reporter, the publicists are getting together, and at one point they had a meeting scheduled for Monday to try to figure out what they're going to do and if they're going to try to talk to the Actors Guild. But then once word of that story got out, suddenly the meeting was canceled, and they're just in a tough spot because they can't go against what their clients want to do.
Yeah, they're stuck in the middle.
But they can't make any money either, and so they're not part of the guild, but they can't do anything about it.
And that just shows the trickle-down effect of how bad this is going to get. And I mean, to the point where even like Ron Perlman came out and said, "This strike, you're trying to bleed us dry to make us just that we have to take a deal." And he says that's war. He called it war. I mean, that's maybe a little dramatic
rhetoric. All right,
it's going to get ugly.
It is. It's getting there. I was going to say it's only going to get worse, and then we're going to see as more movies begin to change dates. We've already seen a couple move from September to December, and it only remains to be seen. Are we going to get Aquaman near Christmas? That's supposed to be a big giant one. Wonka, another one. So
they're going to start. They're going to start blinking. They're going to not bite. They're going to realize, we're in trouble here. We need to move these off.
Over at the NPS store in Salt Lake City today for the movie show, we're so grateful to be able to partner with NPS because
we love it here.
It is such a great place to come and find deals. It's a great place to save money. It's a great place to get your favorite items. It's a great place to discover new favorite items.
Oh, yeah.
And
things that you didn't think you needed.
Things that you never knew you always wanted.
That's true.
I like that.
Oh, that is dead on, too.
And we love having you here. And I have been, my receptionist corrected me. She texts me and she goes, "You got the address wrong down in Orem."
Oh, well, now I feel less bad about getting this one wrong.
It is not south. It is North State Street. So 475 North State Street. And I pray I did the right one on 1150.
So right now there's probably 50 cars pulling into South State Street saying, where is it? NPS. Now,
we moved it yesterday.
One of the cool things about you guys is that when you do some of the movie show deals, rarely is the deal for only the Salt Lake store. So people who go to the Layton or to the Orem store are going to get the same deals on ice cream.
Yes.
10% off the already low. And by the way, one of the ones that I want to buy was already only $2.
Well, you can pay $2.
What if it's such a deal? Sorry, I get a little carried away.
Well, and the thing is the other stores too, we don't always carry everything the same because we just kind of divide it out between the stores. And so they have flash sales, we call them. So, Layton might have a flash sale on something today that the rest of the stores don't have. So,
well, I think we should promote what is the NPS Summer Party Pack. You come in and you buy a pool for 50% off. You buy some bacon for 10% off the already low price for your barbecue. And then you buy some ice cream for dessert. So, homemade ice cream is fun, but isn't it better when you don't have to spend forever cranking it or waiting for it to cool? When you can just take some delicious ice cream and just serve it immediately?
Yeah, it is great.
So,
and we have barbecues. We have everything. We have barbecues. Yeah, that'd be over. I think they have them in Layton and Orem, but the industrials are here. This one doesn't have it, but across the street does.
Well, this backyard barbecue party pack just gets better and better.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and Tuesday is August 1st, so thinking of August, we're going to start back to school sale in all the stores.
And it's going to be huge.
Okay, let's talk about some of the back to school sales when we talk to you guys here in our next break. Right now we have to take a break here on the movie show for news, traffic, and weather. This is KSL FM Midvale, KSL AM Salt Lake City.
It's 10 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. Scientists looking at tree rings, rock layers, and other natural records estimate it's been 120,000 years since there was a July this hot. That's for the global average. Alec DeSmet with the National Weather Service says slightly different for Utah this year.
It's been a hot July, but fortunately not as hot as last year. And then 2021 was the second hottest July, so this July slightly took the edge off, just a little bit.
And that's based on 130 years of historical weather data that DeSmet says is trending hotter and hotter. Police say a man was shot last night near 250 North on the Jordan River Parkway Trail. Paramedics took the man to the hospital. Salt Lake City police still trying to figure out the situation around that shooting. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. International condemnation follows a coup in Niger with particular concerns in France, one of that country's closest allies. ABC's Ines de la Cotera has more from Paris.
As presidential guards in Niger hold President Mohamed Bazoum inside his palace in the capital, France saying it condemns any attempts to seize power through violence. Thousands of French troops were recently moved to Niger, the country being one of France's closest allies in the region in the fight against Islamist militants. But recent coups in Mali, Chad, and Burkina Faso have weakened France's relationship with its former colonies. Ines de la Cotera, ABC News, at the foreign desk.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average up on the day right now, 209 points. The NASDAQ is already up 280. And our KSL weather, it's going to be about as hot as it ever gets in this town. That's next. KSL News Time, 10:02.
Early mornings can be hard enough. Just get yourself going.
We try to make it a little easier with news and weather from comfortable, trusted anchors and reporters.
Join us on Utah's Morning News between 5 and 9
on KSL News Radio.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. Opening a My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal record and interactive tools tailored for you. You can see if you are eligible to receive benefits, view spousal benefit estimates, and compare retirement benefit estimates at different ages or dates when you want to start receiving benefits. Already receiving benefits? Use your account to change your address, set up or change direct deposit, get a proof of income letter, and more. In most states, you can also request a replacement Social Security card. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Troy, I'm depressed. Fish's RV and American Fork is killing it.
What's depressing about that?
Stewart's RV managers and staff are still here, so we've got the same incredible customer service.
That's good.
And we brought in new RV brands like Amber RV and Go Play Travel Trailers.
Also good.
And now you can shop hundreds more RVs at fishes.com.
Still waiting for the sad part.
I'm used to being a mentor, but I'm turning into a manatee.
You do have the same shape. Fish's RV is now open in American Fork. Come see us at the previous Stewart's RV or at our North Salt Lake location. Fish's RV, where memories begin.
There's a right way and a wrong way to fight off mosquitoes. Karate chopping the air, in a public place, in front of your kids, and their friends, is the wrong way. Using STEM repels mosquitoes by harnessing active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass, peppermint, making it safe for use as directed around people and pets. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science, and embarrassment-free.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Granite Credit Union's High Yield Savings Certificates. Here's Jason Jones.
Still no major accidents or delays along the Wasatch Front. Looking good on I-15 in all directions. Well, that would be north and southbound at this point in time. The only real trouble we've got is still dealing with this debris at the off-ramp 106 South, southbound side of I-15. It's affecting your ability to go eastbound on 106 South, so you might take you a little extra time to go through there. Otherwise, everything else is moving right along, and we don't see any problems now over on the east side belt on the northbound side. UDOT traffic alert. Plan ahead for weekend traffic delays and lane closures on I-15 between Ogden and Marriott-Slaterville. Crews are repairing pavement on several bridges in the area through September. I'm Jason Jones in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather hot and dry through the weekend, a high of 103 on Saturday. We'll see monsoon moisture moving in starting Monday with cooler temperatures and a chance of rain. 80 degrees and sunny right now at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, your all-day companion for news.
catchy.
Movie show ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can
It's pretty funny how the cart just goes on its own.
That's how winning is done on KSL News Radio.
All right, it's the movie show. Second hour hit. We'll get to three things in a little bit. We're here at NPS store at 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City. What a great place to come and do some grocery shopping, do some clothes shopping, do some gift shopping. Lots of birthdays in the summer. All nice shopping is a theme here. It is, and it's because it's a great place to save money and
like betting. I mean, I know that's not, but 50% off on betting.
That's a deal. Well, we're excited here on the movie show here as we begin the second hour. We've got Steve. You've talked about this before, but 30 years ago, a movie came out that was filmed partially here in Utah that went on to be a huge hit. I think I was looking at numbers. It cost like $7 or $14 million to make, and then just made a huge amount beyond that.
Well, the actual trend has continued to grow over the years to the point where it's now become some people's favorite sports movie, period. I mean, not even baseball related, but, young kids sports movie.
And it's a timeless tale, and we're really excited to get ready to celebrate the 30th anniversary of The Sandlot.
I've swum here every summer in my adult life. Every summer, there she is. Oh, I can't take this no more.
One of the best lines. That was the line by Squint, one of the players, and he's played by Chauncey Leopardi, who joins us now on the phone. Chauncey, welcome to the movie show.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Well, your voice has changed.
Quite a little bit, huh?
Now, we never get tired of hearing that line, but do you ever get tired of hearing that line?
I get asked this a lot, and I tend to say that, it's been such a blessing in my life, and obviously the lives of others. It's continued to just, get shown to the next generation over and over again. So it really doesn't. I just enjoy that it's so beloved and that people are still interested after all this time.
I was just reminiscing a little bit. Well, one, at the 25th anniversary, my grandson and I came, and my daughter, and you were so nice. He asked you a question. He said, "Hey, excuse me, Squints, but I think I look like you on a scale from 1 to 10. What do you think?" And you go, "Hey, come a little closer." And he goes, "Oh my gosh, that's an 11." You took a picture with him, and it was, his most treasured memory. Little things like that just mean a lot to kids, and I am grateful for them.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad. I love doing that stuff, and it seems to make people happy. So it's my calling, I suppose.
Now, it's been 30 years since the movie came out. Do you feel like it's just as popular now as it was?
I think it's more popular now. I think that it when it debuted, it did okay at the box office. It didn't do bad, but it didn't do it wasn't a smash hit or anything in those days. But over time, and in the last 10 years especially, it's kind of become like a pop culture phenomenon. And I think the age of, the original group of us and the kids that saw it for the first time are now of age to be parents, and some of the older ones, grandparents, I suppose. And so I think that's helped kind of push it forward.
At one point, there was talk of a Sandlot sequel that maybe was going to go to Disney Plus. Is there anything an update on the status of that? Where you guys would come back as the grown-ups and only it'd be set, about the time of when the original was actually shot?
Yeah, so we did talk about that, and it actually was a pretty cool, it was a pretty cool story from the way they wanted to do it. We thought it would be, we thought it was pretty fun, and it could be kind of like Cobra Kai, a little bit different, but kind of dark like that. And it was through Fox and then Fox sold the film to Disney. So we had a couple talks about it. We thought that maybe this is something that was going to go into production, but as of now, it's kind of been put on hold. So nothing to tell people as of yet, but
there still could be hope.
They'll bring that back around.
Well, if it's a popularity, you'd think that maybe they would take a shot at it.
Yeah, they had a Mighty Ducks series that went for a couple of seasons. I feel like I think there's definitely something to explore with The Sandlot. Well, Chauncey, I have to ask you, and I'm sure this is what you get asked most about, but your character Squints is associated with Wendy Peppercorn.
Forever.
We played that clip.
Wendy
Peppercorn. The actress Marley Shaw. Is it true that the cast had a crush on her?
Of course. I mean, we were a bunch of teen and preteen boys. So the beautiful lifeguard and the leading female in the show. So we definitely did. We were wowed by her for sure.
So tell us a little bit about that scene that you got to have with Wendy, with Marley Shelton, the actress.
I can tell you that it was extremely cold because it had been an extremely hot summer. I know how I'm sure Salt Lake is scorching right now as well, but so it was hot all summer. But the day we did the pool scene, it was like overcast and one of the coldest days of the summer. And they had just filled the pool up there in Ogden with water, so the day before. So it was brisk, and you can kind of tell in the scene that we're all kind of freezing to death with our teeth chattering and stuff. So it was definitely a cold memory, frozen in time, so to speak.
Now, was that your first on-screen kiss?
I think that was my first kiss.
Of any kind?
And all of 11.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. Not a bad way to start.
Captured forever, exactly.
That's it,
Well, we're joined now as well by Marshall Moore, and I guess I was misinformed. I thought you were going to be here with us in person today, so I was super excited to meet you in person. But
next week,
that's what I was about to say. The good news is that fans will have a chance to actually meet you in person. So Marshall and Chauncey, tell us about what's coming up for the 30th anniversary.
Well, sure. This is the third time we've been able to do this. We started with the 20th anniversary in 2013 when I saw that Field of Dreams did something similar. They showed the movie on the field where it was filmed. And I said, well, we have our own Field of Weeds here. I mean, Field of Dreams. We have our...
Remarkable. Under happier summer with this incredible deal on a new gym membership.
Sing you a little song about...
And spectrum disorders are really succeeding. If we look at scan.
Some premium speed and precision. Visit GreaseMonkeyAuto.com to find your local shop and save up to $20 today. Grease Monkey, done fast, done right.
No matter what you need to say, we've got a diamond for them at Morgan Jewelers. For store hours and location nearest you, go to MorganJewelers.com. That's MorganJewelers.com.
We all know Wisdom Teeth convenient. This is right now. Manager of the Wisdom Teeth. Wisdom Teeth renewal should be both convenient and affordable. That's why I like to offer you $500 off the removal of all four wisdom teeth. Call the Wisdom Teeth guys today at 1-876-1346. Mention this radio ad and get 4 extractions for only $999. That includes everything. Sedation, exams, x-rays, and extractions in just 1 month. Insurance copay as low as $100. And we have several convenient locations across the country. Once you try out Plus, we offer affordable payment plans, even if you're out of bad credit. We also accept Medicaid and Chase. Our general dentist is certified anesthesia with years of experience in wisdom teeth removal and IV sedation. For convenient, affordable wisdom teeth removal, give us a call at the Wisdom Teeth guys. 801-876-1346. That's 801-876-1346 or WisdomTeethGuys.com.
we did a Dodger game for the 25th anniversary, all the guys, and Matt Kemp came up to us and he told us that we're the reason we play baseball. And it was just like, obviously, we're big fans of Matt, and then to hear him say that, and you could tell he was like serious, it was like that film kind of like impacted his life, and he wanted to go out and play ball, and now he's sitting here in the big leagues, and it's like, it's just cool. It's cool to know that, we look up to these guys, so they're our heroes as well, and to know that we've had an impact on their life with this film, and it's made people want to go outside and play ball, which is just, it doesn't get any better.
I just wanted to interject to say just how great Chauncey's been working with us. We're just a volunteer group. There's a group of like 30 of us that put this together. And Chauncey has always been so gracious in accepting our invitations to come and return home to what was filmed. And we're excited to have him back for that. And I just wanted to say thank you to Chauncey on the air.
Well, we want to thank you too. Great to hear you, bud. And I'm looking forward to being out there again.
Well, we look forward to seeing you here August 4th with the Salt Lake Bees, August 5th, Saturday, on the Sandlot, which is in Glendale Park, Navajo Street. 1124 Navajo Street is the entrance to the event.
And you need tickets.
Need tickets, eventbrite.com, Sandlot 30th anniversary Sandlot, on the Sandlot. Parking is going to be ridiculous, so get there as close as you can to the 4 o'clock.
Get eyeballs and from the neighbors going, oh, here they are.
Yeah, we had to pass out flyers so that everybody know this was happening.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, well, the Sandlot 30 years movie that filmed in Utah, beloved in Utah, but not just in Utah, around the world. So, let's take a break now here on the Movie Show. And when we get back, Steve, we're going to do, what are we going to do here? Stream? Oh, we got to do our big stream review. That's right. Okay. Thanks for listening to the Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
Why do people call KSL Utah's news, traffic, and weather station? Well, every day you get a ton of news.
U.S. economy beat expectations.
Road rage encounters, calm video, you also hear important traffic updates.
Wet lanes blocked due to road repair.
Reliable weather updates for Sunday, hot weekend, news radio station for all of it. KSL News Radio on every smart speaker, your car, and 102.7 FM. Looking for trusted oral surgery practice? Look no further than Aspire Surgical. With a team of highly skilled and experienced board-certified oral and facial surgeons, Aspire Surgical offers a variety of surgical services, from wisdom teeth removals and dental implants to facial cosmetics. At Aspire Surgical, patient comfort and safety are top priorities. Their state-of-the-art facilities and advanced techniques ensure that patients receive the best possible care in a comfortable and safe environment. Visit their website at aspiresurgical.net or call 385-474-4952 to schedule a consultation today. Trust Aspire Surgical for all your oral surgery needs. Visit AspireSurgical.net or call 385-474-4952 to schedule a consultation today. Aspire Surgical, where your aspirations become a reality.
Hey, this is Chris with KCW. Stop in for one of our delicious gourmet burgers made with 100% choice ground chuck. We're in Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, and Aaron.
Alright, enjoy the silence. Right back.